Taurus, someone needs to talk to you. And it's not just any conversation. It's a message that person has been holding on to for too long, stuck in their throat, waiting for the right moment to come out. And that moment has arrived. You may not know who it is yet. You may even think that nobody owes you anything, that your life is going on normally. But someone is carrying something to tell you, something important. Something that will completely change the way you see a situation that until now you thought you had under control. And before you think, oh, another generic message, stop. Seriously, stop. Because what I'm about to reveal to you in the next few minutes isn't theory. It's not speculation. It's something that's happening right now. While you're watching this person is thinking about you. They're deciding if they have the courage to approach you. They're weighing their words, mentally rewriting what they need to say. And the warning they carry isn't about protecting you from something external. It's about waking you up to something internal that you've been ignoring. Take a deep breath now, because this is going to affect you in a way you're not expecting. And I need you to understand one thing before we continue. The universe doesn't send warnings for no reason. When someone feels this urgent, almost desperate need to alert you about something, it's not paranoia, it's perception. It's that person seeing something in you that you yourself can't see because you're too close. You're too immersed in your own story to have perspective. So tell me something. When was the last time you truly stopped to evaluate your choices? Not that superficial assessment you do while having coffee, but that deep, honest analysis where you admit to yourself what's really happening. When was that? Because Taurus, you're a master at convincing yourself that everything is fine. You push it, you endure it, you tolerate it. And in the midst of all that, you lose the ability to realize when things stopped being okay a long time ago. And this person who's trying to reach you, they noticed. They saw what you hide so well from others and even from yourself. They saw the tension in your face that you disguise with smiles. They saw the tiredness in your eyes that you deny when someone asks. They saw you sacrificing yourself, diminishing yourself, accepting less than you deserve, all in the name of maintaining a stability that, let's be honest, no longer exists. But no one has had the courage to tell you this yet, until now. Look, I know you don't like being confronted. I know your first reaction when someone points out something you don't want to see is to shut down, to create that wall, to say, you don't know me, you don't know about my life, I know what I'm doing. But do you really? Or are you so trapped in your own narratives that you've lost track of what's real and what's just comfort disguised as certainty? And here's the part nobody tells you. The person who's coming to warn you doesn't want to hurt you. In fact, they're hurting themselves by having to do this, because telling the truth when nobody else has the courage is taking the risk of being hated, of being misunderstood, of losing you. But they're willing to take that risk. And you know why? Because they love you more than they love their own peace. They'd rather see you awake and angry than sleeping and destroying yourself without realizing it. Now pay attention, because this is crucial. This warning won't arrive in the way you expect. It won't be a formal conversation where the person sits down with you and says, I need to tell you something important. It could be a phrase thrown into the middle of another conversation. It could be a message that seems casual but carries immense weight. It could even be a look, a charged silence, a different reaction to something you said. And deep down, very deep down, when it happens, you'll know. Your whole body will know. Because the truth has a specific vibration that can't be ignored. But there's something I need to prepare you for. When this warning comes, your first reaction will be denial. It will be rejection. You'll be looking for 1,000 ways to prove the person is wrong, that they don't understand, that they're exaggerating. And that's normal. It's the ego protecting itself. It's the mind trying to keep everything in place, because change is scary. Because admitting you might be wrong about something fundamental in your life is terrifying. But Taurus, if you stay stuck in this denial, you'll miss the most precious opportunity the universe is offering you right now, the chance to wake up before it's too late. And do you know what too late means? It's when you finally realize what that person was trying to tell you. But by then, you've already wasted too much time. You've already hurt someone you didn't need to hurt. You've already destroyed what you could have saved. You've already sunk so deep into your own stubbornness that the way back has become much more painful than it needed to be. Too late is looking back and thinking, if only I had listened then. And that, Taurus, is a burden you don't want to carry. So let me ask you a direct question. What have you been avoiding looking at? What is that truth you know but pretend not to know? That situation you know isn't right, but you keep accepting because change is hard work, it's scary, it hurts. It could be a relationship that's dead, but you still pretend it's alive. It could be a job that sucks your soul, but you cling to it because your bank account keeps you hostage. It could be a toxic friendship you maintain because of history, guilt, or fear of being alone. It could even be a pattern of behavior of yours that you know destroys you, but you keep repeating because it's familiar. And this person who's coming, they're going to point exactly at that, at the blind spot, at the place you most fear looking. And it will hurt. It will hurt like ripping off a bandage from a wound you pretended had healed, but was actually just hidden. But you know what hurts more? Keeping the wound hidden until it gets infected, until it spreads, until it consumes you from the inside while you smile on the outside, pretending everything is under control. Now, I want you to stop and feel, really feel. There's someone who crossed your mind just now, isn't there? Someone you've suspected is holding something back from telling you. Someone who's been looking at you differently lately. Someone who started sentences and didn't finish them. Someone who stayed quiet when they should have spoken. It could be someone close. It could be someone distant who will suddenly reappear. But there's someone, and you feel it. And here's something that will send shivers down your spine. This person isn't coming by chance. They were chosen because they're the only one you just might listen to. The only one who has enough credibility with you to make you stop, even if just for a second, and question your certainties. If it were anyone else, you'd easily discard them. But this one, you can't ignore them so easily. And that's exactly why they were placed in this position. To be the messenger you can't refuse without at least considering the message. What if the warning is about yourself? What if it's not about an external situation, but about who you've become? Because Taurus, you've changed. Everyone changes. But the question is, have you changed for better or for worse? Are you evolving or just hardening? Are you growing or just building up defenses? Are you protecting yourself or imprisoning yourself? This person who's coming might not talk about what's happening to you. Maybe they'll talk about what's happening inside you, about how you've been treating people, about how you've been treating yourself, about the patterns you've been repeating, about the opportunities you've been wasting out of fear, about the walls you've built so high that not even the light gets in anymore. And that, Taurus, is the most important warning anyone can give you. You're losing yourself. And you know what's even crazier? You already know this. Deep down you feel it. You feel that something isn't right, that you're not being who you really are, that you're playing a version of yourself that's safe, acceptable, expected, but that isn't true. And living this lie tires you. It empties you. It makes you wake up in the morning feeling like life is happening for you, not with you. But you don't talk about it with anyone, because admitting it is making it real. And making it real means having to do something about it. So this person who's coming isn't just going to warn you. They're going to confront you with your own truth. They're going to hold up a mirror and force you to see what you've been avoiding. And yes, it will be uncomfortable, it will be embarrassing. It will make you want to run away, to dodge, to attack. But if you have courage, real courage, not that false courage of enduring everything in silence, you will be grateful, not immediately. But later, when you look back, you will recognize this moment as the turning point. The moment where everything could have continued in lies, but you chose the truth. And there's something else. This warning isn't definitive. It's not a sentence. It's an invitation for you to look, evaluate, and choose differently if necessary. No one will force you to change. No one can. But someone will show you that change is possible, that you're not trapped, that the stability you value so much doesn't have to come at the cost of sacrificing who you really are. That you can have security and authenticity, you can have structure and freedom, you can have roots and wings at the same time. But for that, you need to be willing to listen. Not that superficial listening where you're already thinking of the answer while the person is speaking, but that deep listening where you silence the ego, silence the defenses, and allow the message to enter, where you consider, even if it hurts, that maybe you don't have all the answers, that maybe you need help, that maybe you've been wrong about some things. And that, for you, Taurus, is one of the greatest challenges, because you pride yourself on having everything figured out, on not needing anyone, on being the rock everyone leans on. But who supports the rock when it starts to crack? This person who's coming to warn you is the one who will try to support you, but they'll only succeed if you let them, if you let your guard down, if you admit, even if only to yourself, that you're not as okay as you pretend to be, that you can't handle everything alone, that you also get tired, also doubt, also have fears, and that's okay, more than okay, it's human. Now let me reveal something about the content of this warning. It could be about three main things. First, something you're not seeing, but that everyone around you has already noticed. A situation where you're the last person to wake up to what's obvious to others. Second, something you know but have systematically denied because accepting it means having to act, and acting means leaving your comfort zone. Third, something about your future, a path you're taking that this person clearly sees where it's leading, but you're blinded by stubbornness, pride, and fear of starting over. And regardless of which one it is, the reaction you choose at that moment will define a lot. Not only the specific situation, but who you are, because you can choose to be the person who shuts down, who attacks, who blames the messenger for the message. Or you can choose to be the person who takes a deep breath, swallows their pride, and says, "Tell me more." And this second choice, Taurus, is what separates those who evolve from those who only grow old. There's also something about the weight that person is carrying. Imagine knowing something important about someone you love and having to decide whether to speak up or not. Having to weigh the risk of losing that person against the risk of staying silent and watching them destroy themselves. Imagine the courage it takes to choose to speak, to choose to be the temporary villain in the hope of being the hero in the long run. So when that person comes, when they finally gather the courage to seek you out, honor that. Honor their courage, even if you don't agree. Even if it hurts, acknowledge that they're not doing it out of malice, but out of love. And you know what else? After that warning comes, nothing will be the same. Even if you try to pretend you didn't hear it. Even if you try to keep ignoring it. The seed will be planted, doubt will be established, and it will grow. It will wake you up in the middle of the night. It will catch you by surprise in the middle of any activity. It will make you question, reevaluate, recognize patterns. And that's good, because awareness hurts, but unconsciousness destroys. So when that moment comes, and it will come, it could be today, tomorrow, this week, you have two options: close or open, defend or consider, blame or grow. And I know which one you'll choose, because if you've gotten this far, if you've read this far, it's because a part of you already knows that something needs to change. You already feel that you've ignored too many signs. You already recognize that you've been too stubborn, and you're tired. Tired of carrying this weight alone, tired of pretending you can handle everything, tired of being strong when what you really want is to be true to yourself. And here's what many people don't understand about strength. True strength isn't about enduring everything in silence. True strength is having the courage to be vulnerable, to admit when you don't know, to ask for help when you need it, to listen when someone loves you enough to tell you difficult truths. That's the strength that transforms, that's the strength that liberates, and that's the strength you'll need when that person finally reaches out to you. But there's something I need to make very clear here. This warning isn't about controlling you. It's not about telling you how to live your life. It's about giving you information you don't have, perspective you've lost, clarity you can't have on your own because you're inside the situation. And what do you do with this information? That's up to you, totally up to you. Nobody can decide for you. Nobody can live your life for you, but someone can wake you up. And when you wake up, then yes, you can make conscious choices instead of automatic reactions. And there's an important detail. Pay attention to how this person speaks to you. If it's someone who truly cares, they will choose their words carefully. They will treat you with respect even when they have to say harsh things. They will give you space to process. They won't force an immediate response because someone who truly loves you doesn't want to break you. They want to set you free. And freedom comes with awareness, not imposition. But if by chance that person comes across as aggressive, controlling, or manipulative, then you need to discern. Because not every warning comes from a place of love. Some come from projection, from envy, from a need for control. So evaluate not only what is being said, but who is saying it and why. Truth has a specific weight. It has an energy that you recognize, and so does manipulation. Trust your intuition. It knows the difference. And here's something that's perhaps the most important thing of all. Regardless of what this person tells you, regardless of the warning they bring, the biggest awakening is this. You need to start paying more attention to yourself. You've been living on autopilot for so long that you've lost touch with yourself. You respond to others, to commitments, to obligations, but you don't respond to yourself. You don't listen to your own internal warnings. You don't honor your own boundaries. You don't respect your own needs. So perhaps the biggest warning is this. Wake up to yourself. Stop living for others and start living in harmony with yourself. Stop accepting the unacceptable because leaving is hard work. Stop betraying yourself for stability. Stop choosing comfort over truth, because in the end, Taurus, the only person you can't betray is yourself. And when you betray yourself, when you abandon yourself, when you diminish yourself, no matter how many people you have around you, you're alone, completely alone. But when you honor yourself, when you listen to your own warnings, when you act according to your truth, then you're never alone, because you have yourself, and that's everything. It's more than everything. It's the foundation of anything you build from now on. Healthy relationships, meaningful work, a life with purpose. It all starts with you being true to yourself. So when that person comes, when they seek you out, when they look you in the eyes and say what needs to be said, remember this. They are merely the messenger. The real message comes from a much deeper place. It comes from your own soul calling you back, reminding you of who you are, asking you to wake up before it's too late. And this is the final revelation. You don't need this person to warn you. You need yourself. They are just the catalyst. But the transformation, that's all yours. It always has been, and it always will be. So tell me, will you continue pretending not to see, or will you finally have the courage to truly look? If this message touched you in some way, if something inside you recognized the truth in what I said, don't keep it to yourself. Share this message, because someone you know, someone close to you, might also need to hear this. You might be the messenger in someone else's life. And if you want to keep receiving these warnings, these truths that no one else dares to say, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, because I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. And come down to the comments and tell me, do you already know who this person is who's coming to warn you? Have you identified them? Because when we put it into words, when we say it out loud, that's when the real transformation begins. See you in the next video, Taurus. And remember, courage is not the absence of fear. It's acting despite it.